Imagine a battle so small, by the standards of conventional war, that it barely registers on a map. A clash in a dusty Jordanian border town, lasting less than a day. Yet its echo would define a national identity, reshape a liberation movement, and send shockwaves through the Middle East for decades to come. This is the story of a defeat that was claimed as a victory, and the moment a scattered people found a symbol of armed defiance. I'm Ibnul Jaif Farabi, and this is Flashpoints, the wars that shaped us. It's March 1968. The memory of the Six-Day War the previous June is a fresh, searing wound. Israel had achieved a stunning victory, capturing the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, the Golan Heights, and the Sinai Peninsula. For Palestinians, it was the Naksa, the setback, a second catastrophic displacement that shattered any remaining political illusions. From the refugee camps, a new kind of organization was rising, the Fedayeen, guerrilla fighters from groups like Yasser Arafat's Fatah. They launched cross-border raids from Jordan, small pinpricks against the Israeli military behemoth. Israel decided on a massive reprisal to crush them once and for all. The target, the town of Karameh, which literally means dignity in Arabic. Israeli leaders expected a simple operation, a swift armored incursion to destroy the Fatah base, capture its leaders, and withdraw. They anticipated the Jordanian army, which had a tense, uneasy relationship with the Fedayeen, would stay out of the fight, and they believed their own overwhelming force, paratroopers, infantry, and a column of tanks, would sweep aside any resistance in hours. But at Karameh, every one of those assumptions would prove disastrously wrong. Fatah, tipped off, made a fateful decision. Instead of retreating, they would stand and fight. Arafat is said to have declared, "We will turn Karameh into another Stalingrad." As Israeli forces crossed the Jordan River at dawn on March 21st, they were met not with fleeing guerrillas, but with a furious, close-quarter defense. Fedayeen fighters, using light weapons and Molotov cocktails, attacked the advancing Israeli armor from entrenched positions in the town's dense buildings and surrounding hills. Then, the unexpected happened. King Hussein's Jordanian army, its sovereignty blatantly violated, entered the battle with full artillery and armored force. The Israelis were now caught in a vicious pincer between determined Palestinian guerrillas and a professional Arab army fighting on its home soil. The battle was brutal and chaotic. Israeli troops faced street-by-street fighting, taking significant casualties. While they ultimately achieved some military objectives, destroying the base and withdrawing with captured weapons, the cost was high. Dozens of Israeli soldiers were killed, a shock to a nation still riding the high of 1967. For Fatah and the Jordanian army, losses were far heavier, but they had forced a retreat. More importantly, they had stood. In the Arab world, and especially in the Palestinian diaspora, the narrative was instantaneous and electric. The mighty Israeli army had been bloodied and stopped. Karameh was not a military victory in the traditional sense, but it was a profound psychological and political earthquake. Almost overnight, Yasser Arafat became a hero. Young men from refugee camps across the region flocked to join Fatah. Donations poured in. The Palestine Liberation Organization, once a bureaucratic tool of Arab states, was now revolutionized, with Arafat at its helm. Karameh gave Palestinians a new story to tell themselves, not of helpless refugees, but of defiant resistance fighters. It birthed the modern Palestinian national movement as we know it, one centered on armed struggle. Of course, this new power would soon destabilize Jordan, leading to Black September in 1970, another tragic flashpoint. The path from Karameh was paved with both potent symbolism and endless complication. It's a pattern we see so often in history, isn't it? The actual facts of the battlefield matter less, in the long run, than the story people choose to tell about it. Karameh was a tactical Israeli action that became a strategic Palestinian myth. It reminds me of the power of a single, defiant moment to crystallize an identity, for better and for worse. It proves that what is won in the realm of spirit can sometimes outweigh what is lost on the ground. For Flashpoints, I'm Ibnul Jaif Farabi. This episode was produced by Light Not Studios. Find our archive and more at https://www.lightnotstudios.com.